Jerome is a town in the Black Hills of Yavapai County in the U.S. state of Arizona. It was founded in the late 19th century on Cleopatra Hill, overlooking the Verde Valley. From Jerome, you can see Sedona's Red Rocks, Flagstaff's San Francisco Peaks, and even eastern Arizona's Magallanes Rim country. In the 1920s, Jerome was supported by its rich copper mining industry, with more than 10,000 people. Production at the mines, which was always fluctuating, significantly boomed during World War I, fell thereafter, rose again, and then significantly fell during the Great Depression. In 1953, the mines closed for good, and the population almost disappeared, and only 100 people remained, promoting Jerome as a historic ghost town. In order to save the town, residents relied on tourism and retail, though never forgetting its history. The current population in 2021 is now 450 people, with over 90,000 tourists who visit the area every year. With local wineries, shops, and boutique hotels, Jerome, Arizona is now known as an artsy, cultural, touristic hub that proudly boasts its spooky spirits of the past, attracting thousands of curious minds to the area every year. During its active life, Jerome, Arizona was a very productive mining town. The Little Daisy Mine on the northeastern edge of historic Jerome was completed in 1918 and used to haul ore up from the mine. Between 1915 and 1958, almost 4 million tons of ore was extracted from the mine, producing 397,000 tons of copper, 221 tons of silver, and 5.5 tons of gold. At 1,900 feet deep, the Little Daisy Mine is 650 feet deeper than the Empire State Building in New York City, and it is now the largest wooden headframe still standing in Arizona today. In 1905, Jerome's third jail was located in the town yard between Main Street and Hull Avenue. In the mid-30s, dynamite explosions from copper mines caused the jail to pull apart from the wooden structure to which it was attached and creep 225 feet from its original location, where it finally settled in the middle of Hull Avenue. The road was eventually altered to go around the jail. Legend has it that the jail continued to creep down the street until it moved to its final resting place, which you see here. The Jerome Grand Hotel is Jerome's only full-service hotel in town. The hotel is at the top of the town, overlooking the entire Verde Valley. To take a deeper look into the rich and telling history of the building, let's hear from Sarah Moser, the general manager of the Jerome Grand Hotel.
Welcome. You guys are in the emergency room of what used to be United Verde Hospital. Jerome was a mining town, a company town, and this was the fourth and final hospital in Jerome. It was known as United Verde Hospital number 4. Built in 1926 after just 9 months of construction. They opened in January of 1927. This is a historic building. We want to keep it that way. So everything upstairs looks like a beautiful upscale hotel that you would be in the 1930s. And a lot of antiques throughout the building, including me. This is the very first self-operating elevator in the state of Arizona that did not require an operator inside. So you don't have the crank and the dead man switch that you would normally step on to release things. Push button automation, exactly as it was in 1926. And we love to watch this elevator move on its own on occasion. We do have ghosts in the building. But this, as you can see, I have to manually open and close these doors. And we've seen them open and close. We've seen the elevator be called up or come down, and there's nobody in there. It's not something we promote, but we don't deny it. She's a haunted building. Yes. A lot of residual energy that we believe is left behind from some of the staff and certainly some of the patients that were treated here that didn't get to go home.
We had people that would come and stay in the hotel, and then they would say, weird stuff is happening, weird stuff is going on. And I was like, what? So we started then hearing about incidents that happened that came from rooms, and I heard so many ghost stories from people that I'd stayed there. I think the hotel is known as one of the most haunted buildings in Arizona.
The Liberty Theater in Jerome, Arizona was built in 1918. At the time, Jerome was a boomtown. Created to be a silent movie theater, Liberty closed in 1929 and never converted to run sound. Let's hear from the owner, Deborah Altier, to understand why locals refer to the building as a time capsule.
My name is Deborah Altier. We've owned this building since 2003. It is one of the only remaining theaters left on the West Coast because most theaters have been torn down, and so it is a historical building. So in 2003, we purchased the building for the retail space. And the prior owner said, "Do you even know what's upstairs?" And it's like, "No." And he says, "Well, this used to be an old theater. Why don't you go upstairs and check it out?" And everything was like deteriorated. And so we went up and we cleaned it up. So then we're going to open it up for people to go up there and just check it out. So now we're able to show film upstairs, and we've done a lot of different film, but this is what everybody likes to see, is the history of Jerome. And brought back all these chairs that we put upstairs. We had to refurbish all of them and recover them in the colors that it was. The original 1906 projector is actually on display upstairs, so that's the only piece that's still original to this building. But so now we just let people upstairs and they just go and they watch the film and they, get a kick out of seeing the old theater. So pretty much that's the story of the theater.
Beginning in the 1960s, after shutting down as a leading copper town, Jerome was restored and revitalized as an arts community, featuring multiple art studios and galleries, a wide selection of wine tasting rooms, unique specialty shops, restaurants, hotels, and many bed and breakfasts. Let's meet Melinda Pastula from the Jerome Ghost Pepper Company to learn more about how local businesses are a large part of Jerome's newest culture.
Well, welcome. This is a Jerome Ghost Pepper. We have lots of different stuff here. Spices, candies, hot sauce, salsas, lots of local. So here we have our brand we make locally in Mesa. We have mild all the way to super spicy. And super spicy is like Ghost Reaper and Scorpion. Very spicy. So many good things in this store that you really need to shop and look around and pick out what's your favorite.
I think I'm going to try this one.
Arizona's geography is great to grow wine. Winemaking is looked upon as a means of agritourism, bringing people to tasting rooms and thus supporting the tourism, hotels, and restaurants industry, which keeps the town running. Join us and our local wine steward James to indulge in some yummy flavors and to learn about the wine culture here in town.
Most of the wine and the grapes from Arizona come from the southeastern part of the state, specifically around the towns of Wilcox, Sonoyta, and Elgin. That area in general collectively accounts for about 75% of our wine grape production. You have vineyards around the Kingman area up in the northwest part of the state. However, the Kingman plantings are rather recent and the vineyards need more time to mature properly in order to make quality wine. So I present to you now the 2016 Clandestino from Nahar Cellars. The reason it is named Clandestino is because the grapes were harvested in the middle of the night beneath a full harvest moon. So kind of a clandestine affair, if you will. Hope you enjoy. A perfect accompaniment, by the way, to pizza.
From its external appearance, the town hasn't changed much. However, when you take a deeper look into the community, you can see that Jerome's personality has changed dramatically over the past 70 years. Once a thriving mining town until the 1950s, Jerome is now a bustling tourist magnet and artistic community with a population of less than 500. It is filled with locals who are eager to welcome you and to teach you about its history.
We do welcome our international visitors. We see people from around the globe, day and night, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
This little town is like no other little town you'll ever see. It's a sweet little quaint town that has so much to offer. If you're looking for a versatile town that you can buy stuff you won't find anywhere else, then you need to come in and visit Jerome.
Jerome is enchanting for photographers, for tourists, and for all travelers alike, and it is especially worth visiting for its history, its people, and its scenery.